Today's podcast, I want to talk about just being aware of your anxieties when you are looking for or changing careers. Many times we have different anxieties about the interview, about the things that we're doing, and sometimes those anxieties can slow us down to the point where we come to a screeching halt. My heart is to let you know that there is something that you can do to help with that. There's some things that I want you to write down. You might want to have a journal or something that you can write down, because this is a very, very personal thing. And many times we can share our anxieties with others, but really, what do we do to overcome them? That's the goal. So the first thing you want to do is recognize when you are having some type of anxiety, or an anxiety is just fear or anxiousness about maybe the interview or some aspect of looking for another job or being let go from a job, or how am I going to deal with my family or children, and I have bills and all kinds of things that we have going on when we have to make a career change. And the career change may be something that we want to do, that we choose to do, but you're still going to have some type of anxiety even with that, because there's always that anxiousness that comes with the unknown. So first thing you want to do is write down any type of anxiety that you're feeling as it relates to either getting the job, being trained for the job, discussing it with your family. Write down anything and everything that you can think of as it relates to what type of anxiety or fear that you're having when you're making that career change or that career adjustment. Now, don't forget that you're choosing to let fear stop you. So you have to choose to go the opposite direction. What can I do if I'm having anxiety about talking to my family? What do I do? Maybe you can write down the things that you want to share with them in an outline of some type, or just record something and listen to yourself talk back, and don't try to come up with the response you think that they may come up with. If you've done your research, if you're sure in your heart of hearts that this is the direction that you need to be going into, then you will be able to deal with any type of opposition that you may have. And I'm talking about from your immediate family, children, and they may not even be happy about it, but there's something that you have to do anyway if you're going to change careers. So write down those things, and write down possible answers that they might come up with ahead of time, so that you can be confident in answering them. Don't make excuses. That is the easiest thing for me to do and for you to do, is to make an excuse. Oh, it's too hot. It's this, it's that. It's someone else's fault. There's we can't really blame other people for our situations and circumstances, because we made the choice. We made the choice to even go into that field. We made the choice to come out of that field. We made the choice to do what we are doing. One of the things that we have is free will. And we choose, and even if it's not the right choice, it's not the end of the world. So make sure that you are dealing with your own excuses. If I have excuses, I'll write that down, and I think, is that really legit? Is that really a good excuse? Or am I just lazy or being in fear? And most of the time, it's just anxiety for the response that I'm going to get from others. And that's what holds us back. We don't want to be rejected. We don't want to have people angry with us. We don't want to deal with the negativity. So many times we'll make excuses, or we'll hold back from what it is that we're supposed to be doing because of the fear of anxiety or response that someone else may have towards us. Think about the fact that you avoid many times those things that cause you anxiety. So the goal for today's exercise is to write those anxieties down. Every time you feel something that rises up in you, you can write that down, and then you have to talk yourself down. You have to say, you know what, is that a reality or is that me? just coming up with those thoughts, because negative thoughts are always going to be sometimes bombarding us while we're trying to make decisions going in a positive direction. Oh, you can't do that. So and so is going to be angry with you. You have to do what you have to do to change what it is that you want to change. And the only person that can do that is you. And that is dealing with anxiety. If you need to talk to a counselor, go to a counselor, or go to your church or someplace where you have someone that you can trust. Don't necessarily have to be your best friend, because they may not understand. If you go to a professional or someplace where you can get some help, where people are trained to deal with that anxiety, that is a strong recommendation as well, because we won't move forward if we're constantly avoiding and making excuses and being afraid. And that's what anxiety is all about. And sometimes people just can't help it because of the way their brain functions. So it's not like it's not real. It's real to you. And you have to understand you're working with the inside of you. No one else is doing that but you. So find someone, get a partner, accountability partner, if it's not so overwhelming. If it's something that you can deal with just with a little bit of counseling or a little bit of talking it over with someone, then do it in that way as well. But you have to really be able to force yourself to be aware of every anxiety. I've come to the point where when I start feeling it, I pay attention to it, and I pay attention to what it is that I'm thinking. What is it that I'm thinking that's causing me to be afraid? Is it something that is real, or is it something that has really happened, or is it something that I'm assuming is going to happen? And that's how you have to work in your journals with anxiety. So if you get stuck, be aware of what it is that you are that's causing you to get stuck, and talk that over with someone. Like I said, someone that you trust, someone, it may be a best friend. And it may be a coach of some type. They have many life coaches and free online services that you can call counseling for. So don't hesitate to find some support. Find some help. That's what it is. It's help. Find the support that you need so that you can be aware of the anxieties as you make these career changes. You just may have to talk it out with someone, and then those fears and those excuses and things that you're avoiding can just dissipate. So thank you so much for tuning in. I want to encourage you to just visit our website. I do have a career class on there right now in regards to resumes. So if you need some help with online resume writing, you can take that class. It's free of charge. And there's some other courses that I'll be working on in the future as well. I thank you so much for tuning in, and you have a great one.